Okay, testing, 1, 2. I moved my mic around because I had to move my sitting position because it's so fucking cold right now and I'm like sitting in front of this tiny space heater. Hey y'all. How y'all doing? Okay. Should be all good. I was having controller issues last time, so I'm praying I don't again, because if I run into controller issues while dealing with this boss... Space heater. Sorry. Space devourer of gods. Hi, Robin. I feel bad. I'm about to waste this humanity so hard. I've been, like, dreading this the entire playthrough. I'm okay. I'm a little... not, like, sick, but I'm a little under the weather. Which is a shame, but... I think it's fine. If I have to end early, I have to end early, but I think I'm fine. Hi, Celeste. Hey, Bella. Where did we leave off, lore-wise? I can't remember.
Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
Little Apple 09, thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, the following reminds me, I want to, I am working on, like, setting up a 500 follower special thing. Like, I keep saying I am and then not. But I am probably going to do, like, a Discord-specific thing. Oh yeah, no, I remember beating Kirk. I'm just not sure where we got in the lore. I tucked Kirk's simping lore. I don't want to jump immediately into the boss fight, because technically we start at 5. Hey, Blink Spot. It is. Everything on this channel is about them dark moons. Come on. I don't think I ever did that one. Oh, I'd have to go back to Blighttown to do that one character's quest line, which I'm gonna have to do at some point because people love him for some reason. In this house, we dark our moons. I love this fucking dude. I love his design. It's so perfect. It's good. It looks like a child's drawing. It's just googly eyes. Wish I could remember the way to get to that. Lore question, what's those fucking cup noodle blender demons? That just means the Chaos Flame has a sense of humor. Speaking of Chaos Flame, we're about to go fight maybe the worst boss ever. Which I've been dreading. To the point where I am I have, like, put together a playlist of royalty-free music to, like, if I start dying inside, to just play. No, it super looks like cup noodle. You're not crazy. I just love the googly eyes. Now, I know there's a specific way to cheese this fight, and I've tried it before, and I can just never pull it off, ever. I'm, like, standing at the edge and waffling, because we have, like, 5 minutes. So we can do quick Q&A while we prepare ourselves. Really wish we had the Chloranthy ring. But I don't think that's even a thing in this one. Maybe? I don't know. It is nice architecture. Plus, the remaster fixed some of the straight-up missing textures. God, that mid-roll. There were a bunch of textures in Lost Isolith that were just straight up missing. Also, shout out to the Witch of Isolith for, like, naming her city after herself. Right, there's no gesture canceling. Oh, okay. I keep expecting this to have a weapon art, and it's like, wrong game. Well, yeah, and I think the thing is, right, originally there was this assumption that the former residents of Isolith built this architecture, and then the Chaos Flame happened. But, like, we know for a fact that demons have, like, thoughts and feelings and civilization. Like, it's definitely... There's enough evidence that, along with, like, the fact that there are statues of demons all over the place in the architecture. Capra Demon construction workers. Definitely makes clear that there was, like, a demon society. I think we just lost half our people because they don't want me fucking around and putting off going in on the boss, which is fair. I'm going to in a second, I promise. I'm just putting lotion on. But yeah, like, it definitely was a whole society, which makes it more fucked up. It makes it significantly more fucked up that Gwyn just kind of came in there and went to war. I think that's probably just because they used the enemy models. Those might actually be enemies. I'm not sure. Nah, oh yeah, all of those are floating. I think that's because just they used the enemy model there. Just to fuck with you. We found Big Chungus. There's a Chungus among us. Do I have any gestures that are just, like, sad? No. Oh, I do have the proper bow, at least. My cardboard-ass cape. Alright. This boss does have a sick entry, though. Now, before I start, this boss is the only boss in the series that has checkpoints, because it is very, very bad and very broken. It is probably the worst boss in the series. I think there's one in Dark Souls 2 that I hate. Not quite an equal amount, because this one's just broken. But there's one in Dark Souls 2 that I just hate in terms of concept. And we'll discuss that when we do Dark Souls 2. I was actually debating if we were going to do 2 or 3 next, since 3 is the most relevant lore-wise, but... Alright. Let's just go for it. I know not many people are here, but I'm sure we'll be on this for a while. Love the lack of sound. Here we go. This is the Bed of Chaos. So, first, some lore. This thing here is the Witch of Izalith. Like, she did her whole making a new flame thing, and she ultimately lost control of it. Which led to this. Now, what we're destroying here are 2 of her daughters, basically. And they were kind of keeping Bed of Chaos in check. So when we destroy those actually stay destroyed if you die and come back. I do actually really like the noise it makes. It's very intimidating. Yeah. Okay. Here's where it gets bad. Dark Souls, but platforming. And the fact that its giant limbs can just swoop you into the holes without any effort. Yep, here we fucking go. So you have to platform through the area and then dodge the limbs that have questionable hitboxes, you might say. And that also do a ton of damage. And you have to do all that while running across the area. It is very creepy at first, and then it just gets extremely frustrating. But yeah, basically... Also, the runback's annoying. But yeah, basically... Izalith created the Chaos Flame as a way to essentially replicate the First Flame for its strength. Now, the prevailing theory for a long time was that she did that, like, when the First Flame started to fade, in order to, like, make a replacement. But that's pretty speculative, and I think it's equally likely that she made one just because she could, given that we know stuff about the Lords being a little power-hungry. Especially Izalith and Nito. I mean, especially Gwyn and Izalith. Nito's kind of cool. But we'll discuss Nito. And so she made the Chaos Flame, and all seemed well and good, but then eventually she just completely lost control of it, and that's where all of the branches throughout the area are coming out of. They're coming out of the Bed of Chaos herself. Do you think the Witch of Izalith effectively utilized girl power when she created the Chaos Flame? Yeah, there are checkpoints in the fight. You don't have to go back and re-destroy the things, thankfully. But yeah, the problem is, not only are there the pits, she can just arbitrarily sweep you in. It's... Okay, not terrible. This is probably the best this fight has gone for me ever. But yeah, Dark Souls and platforming don't mix. Normally I get killed way more times than that, but I think I've memorized a lot of the patterns. But yeah, that is what the witch became. For her hubris, she was transformed in the Bed of Chaos. Oh yeah, no, this fight has a lot of potential. I would have loved to see it fully realized. Oh yeah, here's the part where fire shoots out of the ground as well. And it stun locks you, and then she can do that. It's not good. Hopefully, because of the checkpoints, I think we can do it this try. Yeah, basically, she became a fucked up tree woman, which I think is really interesting, because during the war with the dragons, her role, along with her daughters, was to burn down the arch trees that the dragons came from. And I think there's a real sense of irony to her destroying the arch trees and then ultimately becoming a tree-like thing herself. Sometimes you just gotta turn into a fucked up tree woman, it's true. Do you think the Witch of Izalith effectively utilized girl power by turning into a fucked up tree woman? That's gonna be, I'm, like, gonna have to put a moratorium on that joke whenever I talk about her. But yeah, she had some real ambition, and it seems like Gwyn was afraid of that. Kind of like the Dark, like he's not big on things challenging him. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Here we go. Are you saying rest in pepperonis because I have to go through the pizza lava? I still can't believe this lava is an improvement on the original. Like, the original is so bad that this shit is an improvement. I got this. First try, here we go. Easy, easy. First try. Easiest boss. But yeah, this boss, from concept to execution, is fucked. I feel like... I've been asked before, how would you fix the Bed of Chaos fight? And I honestly feel like you'd have to scrap the fight and make an entirely different one. I don't think it's fixable. Like, the idea of platforming in Souls, a series known for its pretty clunky movement controls, especially one which, like, doesn't even have omnidirectional rolling, is, rough. I would like to make a mobile boss that moves. But I could also see it... Like, I like the idea of her being tied to the Chaos Flame, or what's actually lies at the center, which we will hopefully see soon. God, if we beat this boss this early, I figured it was going to be like an hour. Like, we were going to be here for like an hour. I mean, we still might, but, you know. Oh, come on. Come on. That's just mean. disrespected. Come on, man. I feel like that was pretty cringe of the Bed of Chaos to do that to me. Since we're making a straight shot, I might just try to get myself fast rolling. Just so I can make the jump more easily, but she just does so much fucking damage. I feel like I have to, like, uninstall the game now. Have I gone over Ceaseless? I have, yeah. Basically, just the basics that he was a child of Chaos who got really fucked up by the Chaos Flame. He was probably one of the very early demons. And they tried to make a ring to, like, help him. But the ring, he dropped the ring and it turned into the Centipede Demon. He also is guarding what he believes is Quelana's body, but Quelana fucking dipped. Which, like, I can respect. Bro. Okay, I'm gonna let her do her slap first. Jesus fucking Christ. Come on. Game design. Alright, first try, let's go. First try. Easy money. God, I had that planned for, like, the first chunk of the stream. But yeah, here is what the Witch of Izalith was ultimately reduced to, which is the Chaos Bug. Let's take a close look at it, because it can't really do much to us right now. But yeah, that bug was, at one point, the Witch of Izalith, and she kind of... yeah, she lost control and got turned into that. It's kind of weak. It dies in one hit. That was the fastest I've ever beaten that boss. Holy shit. First try. Thank you. So let's, Soul of Bed of Chaos. Mother of Demons. Let's read her stuff real quick. Gotta put on my, like, lore voice. Soul of the Bed of Chaos and the Mother of all Demons. This Lord Soul was found at the dawn of the Age of Fire. The Witch of Izalith attempted to duplicate the first flame from a soul, but instead created a distorted being of chaos and fire. Its power formed a bed of life, which would become the source of all demons, and is more than enough to satiate the Lord Vassal. Thank you. So, basically, what happened is, she created the flame, like the new flame, and that is the Bed of Chaos, that big ol' thing we just killed. And it was working out pretty good for her for a while. But then it started to work out less good, you could say. By which I mean specifically, it kind of lost control, and I think basically just like her homies were turned into demons, I think she was also turned into, you know, a bug. And it's like, you know, what can you do? Sometimes you just get turned into a bug. And I think basically she tried and failed to control it.
Oh, well, oh, as all.
And it got way, way out of hand. Yeah, me too. And so 2 of the daughters had to seal themselves in to also control the Bed of Chaos, because the witch just completely lost herself in the chaos. Lost in the sauce. So just demons, though? Yeah, we kind of sped through Bed of Chaos. Anything with the word demon in the name? Kind of. It gets complicated when you look at Dark Souls 2, which contradicts the lore pretty hard on that point. But, oh, also, hi, Emma. Sorry, I didn't mean to not say hi. Dark Souls 2 very much does its own thing. Which is why I'm, like, going back and forth on whether or not I want to do 3 or 2 next, because like 2 is release order, but at the same time it's more of a side story than a direct plot continuation. Dark Souls 2 is canon, yeah. Like, it causes some convolutions in lore, but you can easily dismiss some of that by the flow of time being convoluted. But yeah, like Drang Lake is a canon location in Souls. Like, there are multiple references to it throughout. Definitely enough that you can't claim it's not canon. But, you know, like, it's got its fair share of hatred. No, you're fine. I pretty much go on tangents for 90% of this shit. Oh, me too. I love Dark Souls lore. That's why I started this. Emeralds. You're already at the bottom of Blighttown? Yeah, I got the ability to bonfire warp, so I just warped to the Daughter of Chaos. Because you can skip that shit. Also, I just realized I am going to... There's an optional area here I need to tackle. I'm debating if I want to do it now while I'm here. Do I not have moss? There, I do. Hi, Hanfi. I'm listening to Big Time Rush? Fuck yeah. What Blighttown skip? Oh, okay, lore.
Outstanding. You have done very well. Thank you. I am blessed to have met you.
You're welcome.
I suppose I can call you fool no longer. I can hardly thank you enough. Please take this. It is all of me.
I love that line.
Thank you. I suppose I can...
Yeah. Don't think she has anything else to say.
No luck,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Who is she? She is Quelana, one of the daughters of Chaos, who then, who ran away, like, either before the Chaos Flame popped out, or, like, when it did, which is why she's not all, like, buggy. Primal pyromancy of Quelana of Izalith. Erect giant fire pillars in vicinity. The tempestuous raging flames resemble those summoned by the Daughters of Chaos when they challenged the ancient dragons and scorched the very earth. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I'm debating if we should do the optional area here before we enter Nito's domain. Like, I feel like the lore of it is pretty relevant to... Lore of it is pretty relevant to what we just discussed, so we might as well do it now. I've been saving a lot of optional areas and optional bosses for late game when we can breeze through them, because most of the optional areas in this one aren't very good. Sad to say. It's funny doing it now, because in my very first original lore through, this was the order I did stuff. So it takes me back. What was that? Somebody did something. Oh, Emerald Gem. Thank you for the host. Yeah, well, we can actually go and discuss the arch trees in this area, because I think that's pretty relevant. This little optional area. Sweet, plank shield. It'd be fucked up if that was a mimic. The classic double wall. If I recall correctly, you can farm... Okay. If I recall correctly, you can farm a Titanite slab here, which would be great to have. Otherwise, we can go back and do this shitty optional boss. I'm trying to avoid, because it doesn't really have lore to it. This area is not very fun, but visually, I love it. Yeah, there is a reason. This is the Great Hollow. So this is literally a hollowed out, like, burnt up remnant of an arch tree. I'm using Felchian. I'm doing Dex Pyro, because it's super broken in one. Where the fuck did he go? I want to take care of some of these bugs, because I really want to get a Titanite slab, and it's a pain in the ass to get in this one.
Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
Brad Evasta, thank you for the follow. Oh my god, I thought one was here. Is it right below me? It's around here somewhere. Oh yeah, there are a bunch of basilisks in here, because fuck you. Oh, I really should get the curse bite ring on. Jesus Christ, that's low-ass curse resist. No, I'm not doing boss weapons until later. I like the boss weapons, but I'm gonna save it because we're gonna go through, like, all the boss weapons and, like, discuss how, we're gonna discuss the lore of the boss weapons in due time. So I want to go through and do, like, a bunch of them and to fill in some blanks. Donate $5,000? Please do. That'd be super cool. I don't even remember what white Titanite chunks reinforce. Titanite system in this one is so odd. I also don't remember how to get to any of the fucking bugs. Or lizards. They look like... Am I insane, or do Titanite lizards look like bugs? I feel like they look like bugs. My wife thinks I'm insane for saying that they look like bugs, but I am 100% certain. It's the legs. They're hypnotizing us into donating. Good. Ah, shit. I wanted whatever that was. Ah! Oh, no. Oh, no. They look like lizards shaped like bugs. That's fair. I get that, I guess. But yeah, this area is neat in concept. The descent through this tree is pretty cool. But... well, those are frogs, for sure. Oh... no, please, I don't want to hurt you. I refuse to hurt them. They are small little friends. Mushroom. Oh god. Big Papa. These dudes can one-shot the fuck out of you. Oh shit, did we make it first try? I'm gonna shut up, because what we're coming into is one of the single most visually gorgeous things in the series. So I'm just gonna shut up for a minute, and then we're gonna get into some actual serious lore. This is Ash Lake. The last remnants of the arch trees burned down by Izalith and her daughters. It's just... it's a look into the majesty of the world of dragons. And how much was just completely destroyed in that quest for power. But the fact that these little roots are here is a symbol of hope. Even if they're burned up, they're not... they haven't been burned entirely to ash. The Hydra being here is interesting because it is it's, you know, an offshoot of dragons. Does that mean the arch trees hold up the world? Not quite. The dragons had a civilization, or were they just vibing? I mean, not necessarily like a social hierarchy or anything, but we know they had some sort of social system. Is that our first dragon scale? No, we discussed that. I went super in-depth on this in my very first lore through. And, like, I'm at a loss. But this area, it's just, you know, a signifier of the majesty, and these remnants make you wonder. I mean, I don't know about you, but they make me wonder, like, what if they had tried to live in peace? They challenged the dragons to for the surface, yes, but, like, what if they had tried to find a balance? What if instead of destroying, you know, the beauty and the majesty of the arch trees and wiping out the race, they had, I don't know, tried to make a more peaceful world? Also, Trimbus, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hopefully me saying that does not interrupt the lore too much, but... I think Ash Lake is underground. I think that... the roots of this area are arch trees. Like, we can actually see throughout, like, the demon ruins and whatnot, we can see the distorted, like, remnants of an arch tree. Oh boy. Forgot about that big lad. Do you think it's possible the dragons would have coexisted with them? I do. I think it was entirely possible. There's nothing to suggest that they were just like mindless brutes or anything like that. We know very, very little. We know that they were ageless, they were eternal, and that they, you know, ruled over an unchanging world. They were just kind of chillin'. They didn't exactly do much. And it seems like it was a more... Yes, Seath is very intelligent, as well as being very evil. I think they clearly knew a lot. They just didn't do a lot, you know? If that makes sense? They were like living stone in an endless age of nothingness, yes. And they may have conversed amongst themselves, but it doesn't seem like there were wars or anything like that. Now, before we continue, I want to read over the dragon scale, and we'll talk about this. A dragon is inseparable from its scales, and the transcendent apostles who seek the perpetuity of the ancient dragons have crossed the very end of the earth to seek this invaluable treasure. So basically, what this is talking about is the fact that there is this group of people. They're called the dragon cultists. We'll discuss it slightly later, but I think it's okay to mention it right now. And these dragon cultists worshipped the ancient dragons. They, in this world of fading flame and uncertainty, the idea of beings that exist eternally, beings that did not change, was an ideal. For a lot of people, this seemed like the better option. A safer option. Give me a sec, I need water. And the fact that this option, like the fact that this future that now people are seeking is from a group that was destroyed completely by the Lord's lust for power. And of course, you know, there's Seath. We know that the dragons are not entirely gone, and we can only hope that in time they will survive. And let's just say there is still hope. Here is the hope. This is a young dragon. One still nestled here in the innards of a burnt out tree. Also, the sound's gonna cut out for a second. Don't worry about it. I'm just deleting some messages that have spoilers. Yes, this is whatever is close to a child. And it's still, as we can see, it's still in the nest. And the fact that in this burnt out, destroyed remnant of an arch tree, this still endures is a sign that, you know, maybe in this hopeless world, all isn't lost. The things that we consider to be completely destroyed aren't necessarily always gone. And that in this, you know, hopeless world, hope is still there. And this dragon communicates that in a really wonderful way. And you can offer a prayer to it, the same way the dragon cultists do, and become one of them. We can offer dragon scales to it, because it appears to be lacking in scales, hence the fur. Fur is probably a precursor to scales. It's fascinating. Now, one thing that's gonna seem weird is that you can cut off its tail for a tail weapon, which has lore, but it genuinely doesn't care. It's possible it grows it back. So don't hate me for this, because it has lore. But, like, it's mega cool. No, dragons can speak. This one just chooses not to, for one reason or another. Where's their parents? Dead. Dead and buried. The everlasting... I think that dragons could reproduce. Dragons can have children. It's just that then they didn't die. Here we go. An art of the transcendent apostles who pray to the ancient dragons. To be alive is to be vulnerable, and the fiery gods are no exception. The apostles seek another plane of existence, which transcends life. We'll discuss that plane. Stone imbued with the power of the dragons, right of apostles of the ancient dragons, gain head of dragon, emit dragon breath. The dragon apostles seek transcendence of life itself, attainable by transformation into an ancient dragon. This right is only one step, but it cannot be reversed until death. To be alive is to be vulnerable, indeed, and so people would rather go back to existing eternally. Which is fascinating. This sword, one of the rare dragon weapons, came from the tail of the stone dragon of Ash Lake, descendant of the ancient dragons. Is it possible it's a person that transcended? No. I mean, it's technically possible, but unlikely, just because, like, the tail weapon refers to it as being a descendant of the ancient dragons. But just the idea that they came to fear this vulnerability so much that they tried to emulate the things they destroyed is fascinating to me. It's just... it's so interesting. Like, not to geek out, but, like, I just think it's such a cool idea. Also, we can do this now, since we have the dragon headstone. We can do this. We can gain a partial dragon transformation. And do this. It rules. I love the gesture, too. Hey, you guys hear about this? You guys hear about this? It sounds like he's just, like, you know, spitting. I just remembered, like, I needed to get some stuff from the Great Hollow. Oh well. Switch back to our girl. I have done that before, actually. That is something I never thought I'd see in a Souls game. It's amazing. What's better than this? You can get one for the whole body, but I think you have to, like, rank up in the Covenant. I remember this not actually doing a ton of damage, so I want to find out. Oh yeah, obligatory, don't forget to follow/subscribe for cool dragon head. And also me getting really, really emotional about dragon lore. It's great. Oh shit. Didn't realize we were that close to breaking it. Should probably go repair that before I do anything else. Important question. Hit me. I love questions. Are the dragon cultists furries? Technically, they'd be scalies. But as for whether or not they're scalies, absolutely they are. There's a world of difference. Sometimes I forget about the fact that stuff doesn't, like, repair itself at the bonfire the way it does in 3 and 2. Furry is the umbrella term. I know scalies that would absolutely dispute that. I just realized we never grabbed the base cannon. I love how we can one-shot these with our weapon, but the flame takes, like, an entire burst to almost kill it. Big man. Base cannon. Nice. Initiate phase 1. I really wish I could link that video, but it's old and problematic. By which I mean it has a fucking slur in it. I hate going down here. We're heading into, like, Lost Izalith is a terrible area, but this area is also just garbage for a specific reason. Although I will hopefully be able to show off a specific skip here that is of great use. But we're gonna quit out here to unload the skeletons. Unless it... Does it let us? No. There we go. How do you slide down the ladder? I only recently found out you hold down circle, like, without moving. And you slide in that jittery way. To each their own. Wondering what ring would be the best for this. I guess this. I know, it's so dumb. Especially since, like, in 3, you slide down while moving, like normal. Like a normal person. Alright, I need to remember the specific spot I need to go to, because you can actually skip this entire area if you do it right. I think I did part of it last time. I just need to... Normally I fuck it up. Okay. What's not a B? So yeah, you can straight up skip the entire area if you feel like it. Oh, yeah. Oh. I just use a PS4 controller because I have one on hand. Ah! Oh, yeah, no, I love that you just hold it up to your neck. Little neck juice. Yes, we have been to Anor Londo, we've gotten the Lord Vessel, etc. I love the skeleton whales. Wait, I just realized we need the fucking sunlight maggot for this area, and I have my dragon head. What's up with them, huh? They're partying. Yeah, I can't equip the sunlight maggot. Oops. Oh yeah, I did that skip. That one's fun. Doesn't make us feral, does it? So we are heading into an area that is conceptually cool. Oh, I am very bad at the game. Don't worry about it. Ugh. But is in practice a bitch to play, which is the Tomb of the Giants, which is entirely pitch black. So you guys ever fuck with things being crazy dark again? They kind of did in Dark Souls 2. They wanted to do it more, but they kind of I would say, pussed out, but, I can understand why they didn't do it. But Dark Souls 2 was going for this really interesting lighting situation where you could light torches throughout the area to permanently light your way. And that was really cool. This, though, this fucking sucks. Yeah, again, it's conceptually, I get it. Well, Stade is doing that really sick-looking graphics mod, and I believe that's going to bring that back, which I love. You appear to know you... Yeah, because I hate this area, so I always just book it through as fast as I can. Speaking of booking it through, I think we are about to run into a friend. Hey, it's that guy! That guy that we ran into earlier.
Good day. You look reasonably sane.
Are you sure?
In the catacombs. Are you a cleric or something?
No.
No? Really? Then I'd have no qualms telling you. There's a fine stash of treasure right down that hole. I found it first, but, well, we're friends now, so I'll split it with you. In any case, have a look. It'll shimmer you blind.
He seems trustworthy. How could you? You seem so trustworthy.
This is what I do, my friend. The trinkets I'll be stripping off your corpse, that's the real treasure.
Oh yeah, this bastard appears throughout the series. What the hell are these? Oh shit. Do you remember her? It's Rhea from up above, the one on the undead mission.
You're no hollow, are you? Thank goodness. Please be careful. There are two fierce hollows not far from here. They were once brave knights, my former escorts. Who would let such strong spirits be hollowed so? Heavens, is there nothing at all to be done?
Obviously, we are going to help her because we love and respect women. Oh wait, we have to use the dragon head. It does nothing. I really wish I had a parry shield. But I quit. Cooper, bless you. My cat just sneezed. I refuse to heal. I'm invested now. There we go. It was. Alright, you're safe now, ma'am.
You banished those two hollows, did you?
That is a word for
Pains me
it.
to think of the trouble my failings have caused. I am certain that both Vince and Nico are grateful to you. Thank you so very much. Here, these belong to
F for
you.
Vince and Nico.
You deserve them more than I.
Oh shit!
Why on earth?
Oh no!
Perhaps this is my. Clearly, if I do go hollow, then finish me off. I beg of you.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. I can fix this. 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 We're fine. On God, it was an accident. I swear to God. I would never intentionally disrespect a woman. I feel genuinely super guilty right now. I am gay. I'm the ultimate woman respecter. I would die for women without hesitation. Good. Nobody must know of my shame. Lol. It's one of those bastards who we now know are, working for Seath. To kidnap maidens because he's a fucking creepy pervert. I am women, it's true. I am all women. I love the drinking at the neck animation. We gotta go talk to our boy, he'll help us. I am all women, it's true. And I have self-respect, which means I respect women. I'm not actually all I am not every single woman, but I love every single woman. I love my wife the most. In a unique way, but we gotta go talk to our boy.
Greeting. I am pleased to.
That's a lot of souls. I need like 4,000 souls. I'm, like, not even close to having enough. Get farming. I will. Actually, while we farm, we could go visit the giant blacksmith and get some lore. That's actually a pretty good idea, me. Glad I thought of it. All because of a misclick. That's because I respect women. And this is also a good time to do a Q&A, since I like to take some time to do little Q&As. I have seen Demi Moore when she was young. I've seen Demi Moore now. She looks amazing. Demi Moore has always looked amazing. I got eyes. She is gorgeous, for sure. Let's go back to Firelink to get some stuff, and then... we can go get some lore. I'm wondering if we might be able to get to the DLC today. I think we probably will. Although, having said that, it's entirely possible we won't. The DLC is good enough that it somewhat makes up for
Go ahead, even
the second half of the game being just awful. Ma'am, I love you. Oh wait, I thought... this isn't the bonfire I want. We gotta go see, Best Girl. We're about to visit her wife, it's fine. I'm literally gonna throw away like a level's worth of souls because I respect women. Speaking of respecting women, let's go see our favorite woman. Well, my favorite woman is actually at work right now, and that's my wife, but...
Very well, Blade of the Dark Moon. Please state thy wish.
Ma'am, I love you. I mean, I can't answer that question. I mean, like, Izalith is unfinished. Like, straight up. Tomb of the Giants, I think, is just bad design. When I say thrown away, I think in a lot of ways I just mean is significantly worse design-wise. Tomb of the Giants is terrible. Duke's Archives is... it's alright. The ghosts in New Londo are ridiculous. Oh, we still have to do the thing that's in there that I nearly spoiled. My god, stop. Now I want s'mores. To remember the fastest way to get to the giant. Gotta love the spinny. Yeah, no, New Londo is aesthetically pleasing, for sure. I keep expecting some different enemies to be here for spoiler reasons. Hey, lads. Hey, Ariel. Oh my god. Can you stop, please? I'm like so hungry right now. I've had like nothing to eat today. Oh yeah, it certainly feels different, and it's another example of good in concept, bad in execution. We went to Ash Lake, we beat the Bed of Chaos, I discussed Dragon Genocide, etc., and I definitely did not accidentally hit Rhea. My boy.
You come, I forge, we talk. You, good friend, I, very happy.
I love you, sir. We need that for reasons. How do we get boss weapons from him again? I need to find, like, a specific, item, I think.
You come, hot shot yet shot for more. But you are but.
Anybody remember how to do how to get boss weapons? I think I, like, need to bring specific existing weapons that you can transpose into boss weapons, or something stupidly convoluted like that they thankfully fixed in later games. Yeah. I figured it was something dumb like that. Plus 10 longsword of any kind. I don't feel like doing that. We'll do it later. Oh wait, we can't get out of here, right? No, we can. We'll get to it. But yeah, while we're at it, we can do Q&A, and don't forget to follow and subscribe for the Dark Soul and for Lady Gwendolyn. I'm gonna go over that when we discuss the painting, is all I'm going to say. There's a lot to discuss about the painting, and we will. We did. We did not fight the optional boss there because there isn't really good lore behind it, and it sucks. What do we need, like 37? Yeah, we got a sexy dragon head. I'll probably just end up, like, reading boss weapon descriptions during, like, our post-wrap-up. All you need to know is that Gwendolyn's weapon confirms she's best girl. Skyrim playthrough. I get it. I was actually wondering, oh no, I know the category on the wiki. I'll get to it, because obviously it'll have spoilers for bosses we haven't fought yet. Because we're gonna do a little wrap-up session at the end where we'll discuss a number of little details and stuff. while I maybe play Hades in the background. I don't know, I've been fucking obsessed with that game. Alright, that just takes us up. Going in circles here. Oh, I should, well that goes, I should drop my links. Don't worry about the sound cutting out, that's known. Etc. Hades, I have my issues with Hades, let's say that, and leave it there, I think. Oh, I recently found out we're like a quarter of the way to being able to apply for partner with average viewers, because I think this month we had 20, which is fucking insane. So we're getting there, bit by bit. We have enough souls. I have a friend who I inspired to start streaming and who now makes a living streaming, which is wild to me. And like, I think that would be really cool. It's never gonna happen for me. Clumquat, we will, but just remember to be careful with spoilers, please. Wait, no, I don't want to go to Sens. What am I fucking doing? But streaming is one of the things that I can do without putting too much strain on my shitty, broken-ass body. Because I used to do, like, a lot of retail work, and it just really messed me up. I would love to be able to make a living off that, and to... I mean, my ideal dream is to make a living doing my writing. Me and I have glass bone paper skin disease. It sounds like a joke, but it's 100% serious. Boys. Ehlers-Danlos is literally just glass bones paper skin disease. Does that guy not respawn? Huh. Like, we're taking so much damage doing this, but, like, it's so fun. Because, like, right now I make some royalties off Heart of the Woods, which is nice, but, like, not nearly enough to live on. Like, that can range between anywhere from, like, $100 a month to, like, $500 a month if I'm really lucky.
Greeting.
All worth it.
If thou committest therein...
Oh, actually, now that we're doing that, this is an interesting concept that is, I believe, was cut. I don't know because I've never done it myself. A small price to pay for respect women. It's true. Payment to me contributes directly to respecting women. That's why you should PayPal me $100 US every day. Anyway. Something that's really, really interesting is... the fact that in cut content at least, Oswald, that guy there, has unique dialogue if you kill Gwendolyn specifically. And that dialogue specifically talks about how the goddess of sin, Velka, praises you for your dedication to sin, which is part of a larger cut content thing that suggests a war between Gwendolyn and Velka. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And so it's definitely possible there was some antagonism going on there. There's some other stuff related to that I will get into when we get to a certain point. Now then, let's get back and help our girl, because I am good now. How many lords do we have left? Just the one. You.
Oh, you. Well, let's just calm down. Talk about things. I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it.
Bet.
These temptations, they can, well, overcome me. You know what I mean, don't you? Please, forgive me. You and me, we're jolly undead outcasts, aren't we?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I'd a feet, but if I were in...
Ooh, I forgive you. Consider yourself forgiven. Where'd he go? I know that didn't kill him. He's too much of a bastard to die from that. Wait, where did Rhea go? Is she okay? Rhea, sweetie? Rhea, honey? Are you okay? She's fine, right? Oh my god. Oh shit. I'm just going to assume she's fine, because we saved her, and we are cleansed of sin, which means we helped. So she is okay. 100%, she is okay. I know she does actually have a secondary spawn point she can move to, so... Yeah, I think we're fine. I just walked in a circle. Let's go see if she moved then, actually. While we go on this merry-go-round of respecting women, let's, I am here to answer questions, as before. Yeah, no, I know where she is. I just wasn't sure if she moved on there. Can somebody link Heart of the Woods in the chat? We're good. We're good. She's fine. She's fine. We did it. She is A-okay. Rhea confirmed safe. I'm going to put away my weapon.
Hello. I will never forget what you did.
Helped
I'm
you, right?
deeply indebted.
Okay, cool.
For it was not within my power to save Vince or Nico. I cannot thank you enough. In case you have not heard, I am Rhea of Thoroland. I only wish there was some way I could help you. But I am inexperienced and I only know the art of miracles. If that could be of any help, speak to me again.
Yes, please, ma'am.
Would a miracle be of any help to you? I would be most pleased if that was so. May we discuss miracles then?
Yes, of course, ma'am.
Vince and Nico were fooled by a lout named Hatches and turned into hollows.
F.
My prayers did them no good. It is my ignorance, my frailty that has sealed their fates. Perhaps Petrus realized my weakness all along, and thus made the decision to abandon me.
You motherfucker. Remember that coconut head bitch ass? He was like, ooh, I became separated from my lady, blah, blah, blah. He fucking left her. That coconut head ass bitch, he abandoned her.
Vince and Nico were following perhaps, and
that motherfucker. Oh yeah, here's some lore from her real quick. Holy water from goddess Guinevere. The goddess of sunlight Guinevere, daughter of the great lord of sunlight Gwyn, is cherished by all as the symbol of bounty and fertility. Let's see, do we have anything else that... I think she has the same stuff. Yeah, she has the same stuff as he does.
Then be safe. Farewell, Varia Nox.
Varia Nox means, fear the night, I believe. Oh, yeah, we got replenishment from her, which, yeah. Hey, Petrus, my man, let's talk real quick. This is why, yeah, he is 100% incel status, and he is about to pay. As we know, I have recently proven myself to be the ultimate woman respecter, which means it would not be very respectful of me if I were to let this stand, perhaps. What's up, bitch?
Your Highness, where have you gone? I am in oh, whoa. Oh, I'm so... Oh, so...
I forget how you get... You can get some evidence from him.
By the lords! You damned fool! Enough of you! Feel the wrath of the gods!
Feel the wrath of this. Bitch!
No! This can't be. It can't end like this.
Bitch. I believe in one instance you can... You can... get a, pendant from him that belonged to Rhea to, like, solidify the fact that he betrayed her. Yeah. If you let him do bad stuff, you will get evidence, but we are not going to let it. We are not going to let him do bad stuff. Sure, yeah, I'll take a look at it when I take like a break to get water or something.
I was wondering when it is.
Can I tell her?
Vince and Nico.
Okay.
It is perhaps, and the other. Then B said that.
I believe he kills her. Or he sells her out to Seath. Because it is possible for Seath to kidnap her and for you to find her hollowed in the Grand Archives, which is fucked up, and so we're not doing that. We're just gonna let her stay there and be safe. And she gets to have a happy time. No, Vince and Nico are already hollowed by the time you get there. Yeah, if you buy all of her miracles, that happens, which is why we're not going to do that. God, I really... Having the dragon head makes this so hard, because going through this area with a specific headgear, it makes it a lot easier. But we can't wear headgear. Because the whole dragon thing. Oh yeah, if you actually look down, you can see the ruins of Izalith from here. We have. We went through the archives, yeah. You.
Oh, did you rob these? You know.
Why is he still up here? Where is he? Oh. Hey.
All right. Oh, curses. I'm finished. What did I ever...
Lol. Yeah, I can die and get it to fall off. Anyway, we're gonna go on through the Tomb of the Giants, which is Nito's domain. Now, Nito is tricky to talk about in lore, because there is significantly less lore on Nito than the other lords. I really probably should have popped on my pyro glove. Oh, that's very intimidating, actually. That lighting actually made that quite intimidating. That was pretty cool. Patches is a recurring presence throughout the series. I think he's kind of just like a little in-joke from Miyazaki. Those not in the know, Miyazaki is the director of the Soulsborne games. I just went in a circle again, didn't I? I super did. Well, at least he's dead. I could make a YouTube poop reference here, but tragically few of you will get it. Yeah. He lives for the thrill of being a bastard. Oh boy. These fucking things. These fucking things. We already fought Bed of Chaos, the greatest boss of all time. Now this is the area I have a hard time remembering how to go through. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Why do these light up? I don't understand why that is. What did they look like when they weren't skeletons? Big dogs. Big fun dogs. Oh no, we're fine. And here we can also see kind of Ash Lake there is below us. These are the larger, like, growing parts of the trees. We're gonna need this Divine Club for reasons. Still slow. Dogs, but with human heads? Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to... Ah! I will try not to stream or scream through this area too much, I promise. Those things just freak me out. So yeah, there being all the skeletons is because, you know, Nito is all about, like, dead people. He is the first of the dead. In case you don't remember, he was the very big, very large skeleton man. And he has a covenant called the Gravelord Servants, which all serve death. Is it lore or gameplay reason why Rhea can sit in the church? It's gameplay. Also, there's just a bunch of pinwheels here. Don't worry about why. Also, there are these tiny little baby skeletons. Which are cute until you're like, wait a minute, these are skeletons of babies. And then it's, like, less cute. Then it's more like a bummer. But yeah, when we talk about the unfinished nature of this game, I'm talking, like, reused bosses from an area before. Alright. Disappointment ahead. This is kind of cool. Yeah, the thing is basically, Nito, when everything was said and done, he didn't cultivate his own realm. He went to sleep. Literally. He's just been kind of, like, in a dreamlike, sleepless state for eons. Nito does have a very cool aesthetic. Too bad his fight sucks. Yeah, no, I respect his whole sleeping vibe. Oofta. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's these skeleton buddies that I brought the Divine Club for because you can kill... They'll keep respawning if you don't use a Divine weapon. Yeah, the unavoidable damage at the start is super fun. Oh boy. I forget if he takes damage from fire. I mean, he clearly takes some, but... Oofta. See, he's very much just been, like, chillin'. Come on. Oh no, there's a wall there! I also like the stealth ring strats. Yeah, you can avoid aggroing the skeletons if you do it right. So yeah, he's a big lad made out of skeletons, in case that wasn't clear. What? There we go. What a fight. What a fight. Drink out of our neck. Yeah, he is one big skeleton using other skeletons, like... rather than, like, a bunch. There's a lore reason why his cloak doesn't take damage? No. Gravelord Nito administers the death of all manner of beings. The power of this soul is so great that it satiates the Lord Vassal, despite the fact that much of its energy has already been offered to death. Now that is interesting. Basically, it's saying that, like, kind of, he put death into the world as a thing, and it kind of drained his power. A combination of that and having his power stolen by fucking Pinwheel of all people. But sadly, we don't learn much about him in this game. But basically what happened is he killed off all the dragons and stuff. Then he went to sleep because he was not interested in any of the, you know, any of this bullshit with the lords and whatnot, and, like, ruling. He didn't really care. He just kind of wanted to... He just wanted to grill for God's sake. Is basically what was going on. Anyway, now that we're through here, we can trade a certain thing to get a certain ring to get some dialogue that I promised we would get, like, 20 years ago. Involving a bunch of people's favorite character. It's a ring is the thing, and the thing is a ring, and that ring thing is a special thing. But yeah, it's really interesting. Like, in a way, it's interesting how little we know about him. Ooh, sorry, that was my neck. Because he, again, just didn't really carve his name in the annals of history. It seems like he just kind of made his own little place, a little tomb, and settled in, and somehow was able to, you know, oversee death that whole time. Because it seems it's less like he personally... He's not the Grim Reaper. He doesn't personally administer death to every living thing. But he kind of is responsible for putting death out into the world. Which is really interesting since we know that death for, you know, the undead isn't a thing, obviously. And so it's interesting because, as we know, like, the lords are lying about the whole linking the fire thing.
You...
Love you, Snuggly.
Warm. Give me soft.
Old witch's ring. Made death, how did he die? Since he's the first person to die, right? I think, basically, he died and then came back to life. I think he is a god and gods can die. Like, he was the first person to die, but then he came back. Hell was full, so I'm come back. Holy shit, how did I survive that? But yeah, I think there's a common misconception of him being like the Grim Reaper and whatever, and that's not the case, because people can die even now that he's dead. Because I think in a sense he isn't fully dead the way you would expect, like, the way you would expect people to be dead. Like, he still exerts his influence. So, we did all that bullshit so we could get the ring that people have been wanting to see for a while, called the Old Witch's Ring. An old ring with no known use. Old ring from an old witch, engraved minutely with indecipherable script, but seemingly useless. But here is where it gets very interesting.
But
You remember how we can't understand her? With this ring, we can.
Quelaag, my dear sister.
She's blind. She thinks that you're Quelaag. She thinks Quelaag's still alive and, like, taking care of her.
Quelaag, what is it? Quelaag, my dear sister. The eggs, it they've gone still. I am afraid it may be too late. I am so sorry, dear sister.
I'm gonna will myself not to cry.
I'll be fine. I have you, dear sister. But promise me that you will take care of yourself. I'll be fine. Goodbye, Quelaag. It was so very nice to chat. Oh, don't mind me. It does not hurt terribly. Goodbye, Quelaag. It was so very nice to chat.
I'm good. I'm fine. I'm not... I'm good. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good. What areas have I missed? Oh yeah. We totally missed an area that's really important. Oopsie doopsie. An area with another person that everybody's in love with. Which is an area that ties into the last bit of Seath lore and stuff. You can share the dialogue if you kill her. Also, fair warning. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Ariel. Fair warning, before we get into the lore here, is... There is some lore about Seath that we learn here that is... It enters some triggering topics. It deals with some very, very uncomfortable themes, and, well, I do my very best to fully represent the canon. I would be remiss if I didn't mention ahead of time that this area does go to some very upsetting places. And that said, like, we can do it, but just, you know. I'm not sure if I should, like, drop specific trigger warnings beforehand or not. A lot of it can be summed up as Seath is the worst person ever. Real quick, in the meantime, these dudes are called Painting Guardians, and they are standing guard over, shockingly, a painting. First of all, sadness ahead. Sadly, our dear friend Black Iron Tarkus, who helped us get to Anor Londo, unfortunately could not do the rafter climb. Well, the broken window that we find is unfortunately where Tarkus fell through. So, let's take a moment to say RIP to a legend. Armor of Black Iron Tarkus, a knight known for his great strength. Built of a special black iron and providing strong defense, notably against fire, but so terribly heavy to be unwieldy to all but Tarkus himself. Sadly. R.I.P. Also, we did slay the boss, yes. We got Nito, too. Anyway, let's go talk to this little painting, or look at it. God, having that in the cutscene. So this won't happen unless you have that doll that we got in the asylum. I love that scare chord there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Welcome to the Painted World. Why is the doll in the asylum? I will explain all of that at the end of this area. This is... I mean, not to be reductive, this is a world that exists in a painting. Yeah, the painting was a magical creation. And one that is being guarded over by the Painting Guardians, and we will be discussing that. Now, the thing is, one thing worth mentioning is, you know how I mentioned that a bunch of enemies aren't real? They're just, like, creations of Gwendolyn? The Painting Guardians are creations of Gwendolyn, meaning she specifically does not want you getting to this painting. And we'll talk about that why. We'll talk about why. And so the peculiar doll that we picked up a while back says, "A strange doll in strange dress. There was once an abomination who had no place in this world. She clutched this doll tightly, and eventually was drawn into a cold and lonely painted world." So there's an individual that the items describe as an abomination, but we know for a fact that the items are biased, so we'll have to see for ourselves. How did this painting come to be? I mean, it was actually painted by somebody with very special abilities and very special paint named Ariamis. And the nature of this painting is that those that are hopeless and forlorn are drawn into it. Oh shit. Yeah. Well, I think the item shows the bias of, you know, the person writing it. Yeah, there's all sorts of fucked up shit here. Now, I'm gonna go behind the scenes real quick. Oh yeah, it is pretty sad. But it is nice at least that those that are forlorn can have a home. But it does seem like an area filled with, like, misfits and the like. Those are most likely, survivors of the Blight Pus, which is mentioned as something that the Fair Lady and Quelaag helped to quell. But that is pretty speculative. Actually, it's probably worth mentioning right now. Jesus Christ. It's probably worth mentioning right now the nature of the Painted World behind the scenes. The Painted World was originally a testing area. Shit. And it was an area they made early on during, like, Dark Souls' beta phase as an area to just kind of put in stuff they were messing around with. And so a lot of stuff here is stuff that, like, just didn't work in the main game. But they ended up making some really, really interesting lore. But yeah, the painting's existence is one of those things where you have to suspend your disbelief to believe that magic can create something like this. The hell? I thought I killed you. Oh. Yeah. It's good. I don't really like the enemies in this area, but I do like the lore. One thing that's really interesting about those dudes is that if you kill them with fire specifically, they don't explode into a toxic cloud. Yeah, it was painted by an individual named Ariamis. Most likely a man, but we don't know 100% for sure. So I don't wanna assume. What in the goddamn was that? Also, for those wondering if I'm gonna do the glitch skip, I am. I'm still gonna, like, go through parts of the area because lore, but the glitch skip is too good. And was not fixed in the remaster, so... Oh, yeah. Robe worn by the alabaster-clothed guardians of the paintings in Anor Londo. They have guarded the great paintings of Ariamis for ages, passing their duty down through the generations, but the reason for doing so passed from all memory long ago. So nobody actually knows why they were guarding them, except for Gwendolyn, and we'll get into how she knows and why she knows soon. Lol, can't get me. Oh my god. You can climb. Bitch. Hey kid, your life's devoted to debt. I mean, apparently they stopped guarding it at some point, since, like, they aren't there anymore. Gwendolyn made them. Now, this area does also have some cut content regarding the whole War of Gwendolyn and Velka. For instance, there are these crow ladies who, as we know, crows are associated with Velka. And in the original game, or like in the cut content, if you were to kill the crows, there was a chance that they would drop a souvenir of reprisal, aka a Gwendolier. Not a Gwendolier like you wonderful Gwendoliers, but like Gwendolyn, the ears you get from Gwendolyn. Or the ears you get for Gwendolyn. This makes our head look kind of goofy. Oh, come on. That's seriously the difference? They still drop them? Really? That's shocking. Oh, we look good as fuck. Well, I'll be darned. Butter my butt and call it me a biscuit. If that's the case, then yeah, that does certainly suggest a war of some kind, or at least a strong disagreement between Gwendolyn and Velka. Come on. Thank God we can fast roll. It's true. Painting Guardian gear just looks really good. Anyway. So the question remains, were these crow women drawn into the painting? Or were they sent to the painting by Velka? There's definitely the question of, like, why they're there. And it's one that, for the most part, we have to speculate on. But this area does include some information about some other shit that went down. I'm, like, trying to be really vague, but there is some stuff about that abomination that we heard mention of. The abomination that clutched the doll. And the question of whether this land is a prison, like could it be perhaps a prison for the guilty, or something else? Ah, yes. Time for nasty. That thing there is a reference to Phalanx, a boss from Demon Souls. As for exactly what it is, it's kind of hard to say. Most likely some sort of abomination either created by the painting or drawn into the painting. They're gross, whatever they are. I still need to play Demon Souls one of these days. I'd play the remake, but I can't afford that shit. It's reminiscent of the stuff in New Londo. You're right. Because I think in both cases, there's grief associated with it. Yeah, I think these are people brought here by grief. at the very least. And yeah, we have a bunch of crows and bodies on spikes. In general, it doesn't seem like the greatest place to be. Oh yeah, there we have a ring of sacrifice, which is connected to Velka, because it's just Velka, Velka, Velka all the time here. So, it seems like people here are, in some ways, connected to Velka, perhaps because they are sinners, they are forlorn. Oh yeah, time for suffer. Time for initial D. Oh my god. We're fine. Oh my god, we're fine. We're not. Nope, we're good. We're super good. Never. What in the world? What? I, like, need a second. That... Yeah. Bone wheels are... They should call them balance wheels, because they're so balanced. Forgot Phalanx respawns. Gonna clip that, but I forgot how to clip F. Love initial D. Ow! Multi-bone drifting, Jesus. Wife! Hello, my dearest love. That's a thing. That's a thing. That is an undead dragon, folks. Come on. I'm better now that you're here. How's work going? That dragon doesn't actually have the undead curse. It's a little more complicated than that. It was, like, reanimated in part by, like, the nasty toxic stuff in it. I miss you, my love. I hope you're doing well. People called out? What a bunch of assholes. I need to remember how to do the glitch. There's a glitch. Multiple Tumblr callouts. Jumping R2. Okay. God damn it. We did fight Bed of Chaos. Oh my god. I might have to rebind jump to be on the fucking circle button again. I've done it before. I know I can do it. Bear with me, folks. Oh my god, that's right. Yeah, no, share the absolute disrespect. Yeah, I might have to rebind. Because I'm not going through all that bullshit again. Oh, okay. There we go. Remastered, folks. Nothing like a little remaster. Where did all of you come from? Yeah, no, I got very disrespected by Bed of Chaos. Oofa doofa. I think you're supposed to get like a shortcut for it later where it falls off. I always just do that. Oh. Oh my god, he shish kebabbed that dude. There we go. Bye, Clumquat. Oh, yeah. Now we can go forward to the kind of boss of this area, and once we get to this boss, this is when I'm gonna have to talk about the kind of triggering stuff. But I'm, like, hesitant to. So there's not much information that I can give without killing this upcoming character, and I really don't want to do that. And I especially don't want to go too into the lore when my lovely wife is here, because I don't want to talk about very, very bad things while my wife is here. So, we'll see who's behind door number 1 here, and we'll talk about the painting specifically. This is Crossbreed Priscilla, is her name. A fan favorite. She is floofy. She also has a big scythe. And she has dragon-like features because her full name is Crossbreed Priscilla. She is part god and part dragon. And I feel like that alone can tell you a little bit about what I'm going to have to get into. But yeah, we'll discuss it. But first,
Who art thou? One of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. If thou seekest I, thine desires shall be requited not. Thou must returneth whence thou came. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind, but thou dost not belong. I beg of thee, plunge down from the plank and hurry home.
So that is really, really interesting. We heard about her being in a prison because she's the one who holds the doll, but she's saying this place is peaceful, that the people here are kind, and well, they're attacking us, yes, because we don't belong, but this isn't necessarily a terrible place. She seems happy here, not imprisoned. And this is one thing I wanted to talk about with the bias in lore, because the lore refers to her as an abomination, showing the pro-Gwyn bias, basically. But she's not. She's nice. She's a friend. And you can fight her if you want, but I'm not a monster, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, we can just leave. She'll let us leave the painting if we want to. She's gorgeous. Love the sound cue there. I can imagine you have some questions. So, how did you all get back here? So, here's the thing that gets interesting. I mean, it's all interesting, but before we get into the kind of dark stuff, let's talk about everybody's favorite subject, Miss Gwendolyn. Now, at first, we thought this place was a prison, and that the painting guardians were there to make sure nothing got out. But now we know that's not the case, and that most likely the painting guardians are in place to protect the painting. That perhaps Gwendolyn is attempting to protect Priscilla. Which is fascinating, because if that's the case, that is her one instance of defying Gwyn. Meaning she was close enough to Priscilla that she was willing to defy Gwyn to protect her. And I know we've talked about a number of things that Gwendolyn has done wrong, sadly, but Gwendolyn did something really nice there. She was willing to, you know, go against her own brainwashing to protect Priscilla, because they are both very nice and wonderful. I love Gwendolyn too. Now, Gwendolyn did do nothing wrong. I'm gonna pull up some info on Priscilla that you can only get by killing her, and I'm not going to get because I'm nice. So, you can all bear with me for 2 seconds while I read through the lore. Let me drop my links again. Don't forget to follow and subscribe because I'm nice. And I'm friendly. Sometimes. Give me 2 seconds. I had this all pulled up ahead of time, but I didn't think we'd be getting to it this episode because I thought Bed of Chaos would take us longer. Now, before I say anything, I will say, I am just reading the description. This is not how I feel. Because this description is mean, and I want you to understand this isn't how I feel about her. I love her. Soul of Priscilla the Crossbreed, trapped inside the painted world of Ariamis. Use the soul of this crossbreed bastard child, an antithesis to all life, to acquire a huge amount of souls, or to create a unique weapon. I'm sorry, ma'am. She also holds the Life Hunt Scythe. Even the gods feared Priscilla's Life Hunt ability. And in the hands of a mortal, its power will turn upon its wielder. Yeah, it's so mean, because again, there's a bias. It's not... She didn't do anything wrong. Clearly we're seeing, like, Gwen's bias. Now then. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's made to seem terrifying because she is a danger to the gods, and if it's a danger to the gods, then she must be bad, right? Like, fuck off. So, basically, I don't want to get too into the backstory here. I am just going to... I'm not going to put down too many... I'm not going to link to too many specific items here. Just trust me that I know what I'm talking about. So, source, dude, trust me. But we do need to talk about Priscilla's parentage and her nature as a crossbreed. So I am going to put down a warning in the chat for those of you keeping a look at it. And if these subjects are hard for you to hear about, totally understandable. And then when I am done talking with this, I will put another note saying we're done. Okay. I'm just going to give everybody a second to read through that. Basically, Seath is just the fucking worst. And we'll take another second and then we can talk about it, but those alone probably gave you at least an idea of what we're gonna be talking about. Seath is indeed not very poggers, it's true. Now then. So, the mother of Priscilla is most likely Guinevere. Gwen's daughter. And the parent was clearly Seath. Now, Seath kidnapped Guinevere's handmaidens, along with a number of other things, and as such, evidence points overwhelmingly towards the fact that whatever union occurred between them was not necessarily consensual. I'm just gonna have to put it that way. I'm like... Yeah, I'm glad he's dead too. He's a monster. Like, genuinely a monster. I also think it's good that he died. He's awful. I'm glad he's dead. Now, there's obviously a question about how, like whether or not a human, or whether or not a god and a dragon can reproduce naturally. And, wife, you are correct. We're gonna get into that right now. So it's unclear if it was a matter of, like, experimentation. Like, if he used experimentations with what it was essentially Guinevere's DNA. Or whether... Yeah. I don't think I have to go much further than that. I put down the warnings that I think sum it up. Now, as we know, Gwyn created his children for a purpose. Each child was created for a reason. His firstborn was created to be, his heir. Gwendolyn was created to be... Gwendolyn was most likely created as an experiment to be a dragon god hybrid, or alternatively, she was another attempt at an heir that came out imperfect, both with the whole snakes for legs thing and also, like, she ended up not exactly being a suitable candidate for a male heir, for fairly obvious reasons. Now, Guinevere's role was most likely as a figurehead. Somebody, beloved by the people. And... yeah, somebody beloved by the people, somebody whose role was to be a figurehead. And a part of that was most likely being of use to Gwyn in various ways. Now, we know that Gwyn kind of let Seath get away with whatever. Like, he kidnapped and experimented on Guinevere's maidens, that sort of thing. And, among other things, he did a bunch of nasty shit. Like, a lot of nasty shit, essentially. And Gwyn was just kind of cool with it. And so it is entirely likely that Gwyn either allowed this to happen or forced it to happen. It is entirely possible this was something that Seath wanted and that Gwyn commanded Guinevere do. It is most likely that this was something that Gwyn did in order to keep his rule and his more important associates in line. And that resulted in a child, which was an abomination in Gwyn's eyes, and so she was locked away, most likely to be executed, but Gwendolyn, taking sympathy on her, we now know her niece, helped her escape into the painting. And I think that says a lot about why Guinevere ran away from Anor Londo. I think it makes her running away from Anor Londo very understandable. For a number of reasons. But, she ran away and did in doing so abandon Gwendolyn and her daughter. And yes, that was wrong. What she did there was very much wrong. Wasn't good. But it's deserving of sympathy, I think. I've seen some people consider her a villain. There's this very, very misogynistic assumption that she was willingly in a relationship with Seath, which is not... Evidence is against that, let's just say. Yeah, it fucking figures that Gwyn went on a whole dragon genocide and decided to leave the worst one alive. Now, speaking of Gwendolyn, we're actually going to go get a little bit more lore on her. And then we will maybe start the DLC. I'm not sure if we should start it now or wait. I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, no, Havel was right. Havel was right. They should have killed Seath. I mean, this is purely speculative, but it is entirely possible that Havel's motivation to kill Seath stemmed from what went down with Guinevere. It's true, Havel did nothing wrong. It's absolutely true. Like, Havel tried to kill Seath and was punished for that, but I think he had every right. I also do think Gwendolyn was probably pretty fucking relieved that you killed Seath, because the idea of her having to, like, live literally just down the way from a creature that, like, assaulted and abused her sister is horrifying. It's awful. It's fucking awful. And this is an area of lore that, while important, is very upsetting, and I wish was not the way it is. But male writers being male writers. Yes, it is very likely that Seath also experimented on Gwendolyn, hence the snakes. And there's actually more evidence for exactly that, which we're going to be getting to once we're done going through this little area here. Although this area, a part of it is about hearing a piece of music that you would not hear without killing Gwendolyn. I also want Priscilla and Gwendolyn to hug. At least we know they did at some point. We'll learn more about their relationship over time. Now, here is some more info. So this music here is the music that plays when you fight Gwendolyn. This is Gwendolyn's theme, but it also plays for this butterfly called the Moonlight Butterfly. Now, we've seen the Moonlight Butterfly in the Crystal Caves. Go now, it was nice seeing y'all. I love you, my dear wife. I'm sorry that you had to be here for, like, the really fucked up lore. Good luck at work. I love and treasure you always, and you make every day of my life special. Yeah, there's the whole moonlight thing. So it's Gwendolyn's theme and the whole moonlight thing. And we know these things were created by Seath. Yeah, it's kind of a pushover. Soul of the mystical moonlight butterfly, which flitters in the dark root garden. The butterfly's soul is a creation of Seath the Scaleless. Yeah. So, Seath's magic is in some sense connected to Moonlight. What with you being able to get the Moonlight Greatsword from his tail and stuff. And so that provides evidence that how best to put it. Also, here's Andre 2. Moonlight butter doesn't fly. So, we've got Gwendolyn's theme, we've got the whole lunar moth thing, and basically, all as such is to say that Gwendolyn was either in part created by Seath or experimented on by Seath, etc. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put another... I just want to put something there, just like we're done with that. I can answer some questions about it, but I'm gonna like try to be vague just because it's gross. Oh yeah. This is where Havel was. The basement of the watchtower forms a stone cell. There are rumors of a hero turned hollow who was locked away by a dear friend, for his own good, of course. Which we now know was not for his own good. He was locked away because he tried to kill Seath, most likely because of what Seath did to Guinevere. Which, again, we have evidence of the whole Gwyn is lying thing. We can't actually give that to Andre. I can think of one more thing we're missing, I think. One more optional boss, and then it's a matter of whether we want to start the DLC or save it for next stream. I was kind of planning to save it for next stream. I did not expect us to go through this as fast as we did. So I'm debating if we want to start the DLC or save it for Saturday, and if so, I'm wondering what to do for the rest of the stream. Maybe, like, do some Q&A stuff and play some Hades or whatever. Now that... But yeah, like... Of course there is actually one of the things that I specifically reference, along with some stuff from... Along with Priscilla and some stuff from Dark Souls 3, about how item descriptions are biased, and... I think that's really important to bring up when we're talking about Gwendolyn, because people are like, well, item descriptions say he for Gwendolyn, so Gwendolyn is a boy. And it's like, okay, yes, but item descriptions lie. Repeatedly. For a palate cleanser, here's Moss Wife.
Oh, there you are, dearie. I have moss. Now dish up some souls.
I love you, ma'am. I love you. I don't even need moss, but I'm buying one.
Come again, if you please.
I love you, ma'am. I love her. She's not as good as my real-life wife, but she's wonderful. Awesome, she's human. You're a coward. If you can't handle her at her hollow, you don't deserve her at her human. You can take that to the bank. That's a blanket statement. If you can't handle a woman at her hollow, you don't deserve her at her human. I'll dialogue if you kill her. Why would I ever do that? Anyway, there's one optional boss here that I need to get to. And then it's... Then I guess we'll either do the DLC or, like, do a Q&A and play something else. I just know typically people dip for that, but it's fine. Because I'd probably be playing Hades if I wasn't playing this anyway. Get out of here. She already beats Guinevere in beauty. She's perfect just how she is. As 13, I made up a theory that Mosswife was Gwyn's insane wife that he threw out because ew human. That sounds like something Gwyn would do. I'm incorporating that into my lore. Next time we do a lore through, I'm including that. Who said that? Cellular? I'll credit you. Need to remember how to get where I need to go. Isn't that just the story of life? But yeah, basically... I'm trying to find the correct way to put things. It is unclear whether Gwendolyn was experimented on after being born or not. But one theory that I've seen a lot is that Gwendolyn, as we know, was born very sickly and weak, and that it may have been experimentation done on her for the sake of keeping her alive. How? I know it's there. I really thought I could just dodge it. I know it's there. The vital life-saving process of snakes for life. Well, I mean, that theory then is that Gwendolyn was like... that Gwyn was like, if you keep her alive... Or, I guess, he would not use her, but, like, you know what I mean. If you keep her alive, you can experiment all you want. I think was probably the deal that was worked out. Because Gwyn is the worst. He's the worst. He's the worst. Gwyn's the worst. He's just the worst. How strong are those snakes to hold up Gwendolyn? Very strong. Although, in fairness, she doesn't seem like she weighs a lot. She's a little thin. She's a little slim, but that's okay. She's perfect how she is. That does seem like something Seath would lie about. So yeah, that's also a possibility. This area is just gross. I don't have a ton of lore here. We're literally just going to get to a boss at the end of it that has some lore. Oh yeah, there are rats that jump out of some of these boxes unless you throw knives at them, in which case they just don't. I want to give Gwendolyn a nice home-cooked meal. Me too. She needs some meat on them bones. Poor girl. Rat box. Grok the rat box. Oh, that was fast. Damn, yeah, we're gonna be... We're way close to the DLC already. You motherfucker! I fell for it. Poisoned! Good thing I bought moss. It is the one you're thinking of. That's true. The opening DLC boss is not very lore heavy. We can at least do the setup for it. But I do want to save the main thing for Saturday, so I'm not... Would people rather I did Hades or end it early? Because I'm fine with whatever. Love is stored in the moss. It's true. Hades? Cool. God damn it. Again, it's like, I know all of these are here, and I fall for them every single time. Like, I should know better by now. You! That's what I thought. You better run. Now then. As I was saying before, I was so rudely frog-interrupted. That's like when you're interrupted, but it's by a frog. Ugh. Gwyn listens to fucking boomer rock. Gwyn is like the boomer. Him and his cool gay kids. I am so lost. Oh, there's a guy here that I never get in any of my playthroughs, I think. He's around here somewhere, if I remember right. Oh yeah, this is normally how you get to Blighttown if you don't take the Master Key. At some point, remind me to tell you about the, like, in-depth office AU I have about the Gwyn family. Alright. Let's do this boss for lore. Oh my god, stop. Now I want spaghetti. It's a crocodile. It's a little crocodile. Just kidding. It's not. Instead, it's this. It's the gaping dragon. Wow. Oh, I do way more damage with my sword. Ah, damn, I forgot to get his tail. His tail has some lore. Oopsie doopsie. So, I know what you're thinking. First of all, you're thinking, what the fuck? Which is understandable. Next up, you're probably thinking, wait, I thought all the dragons were gone. That doesn't look like a dragon. What the fuck? So, what's up is when Disparity happened, some dragons or dragon-like creatures, it's kind of left somewhat ambiguous, were consumed by elements of Disparity. And in that case, that one was consumed by the concept of hunger, and it literally changed into a big mouth. Hence the whole looking like a big mouth thing. Now then. I'm just gonna get the info. He was hungry. Yeah, it's a distant, deformed descendant of the everlasting dragons. So kind of like... he was an offshoot that just got very, 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 very hungry. And then that happened. But you know, that could happen to anybody, honestly. Anyway, I guess we will go and get started on the DLC. That happened to me once, I believe it. He is cute. Why do dragons in this universe have fur? I don't know. Ask Miyazaki. It's just a thing. Fur is like a precursor to scales in this universe for some reason. That was its tiny snoot. I think it's just supposed to look like a big mouth. I think the ancient dragons had fur at first. Jesus. Then the fur becomes scales. That's what's kind of going on there. Valley of Drakes. Wow, we blew through this so much faster than I thought. I just remember I'm really bad at this one, so I'm pleasantly surprised. I guess now we also have to start talking about whether we want to do, Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3 next. Only dragon adolescents have fur? Yes. That is correct. So yeah, basically, main things we've learned in this stream is that Gwyn is a fucking dick. And that this whole Age of Fire thing probably isn't what it's cracked up to be. And so Gwendolyn did a few things wrong, maybe. Gwendolyn did a thing or two wrong by helping her dad prolong the Age of Fire. But as we know, Gwyn was not necessarily the best with his kids. And so it is entirely plausible to believe that it is, was maybe not her first choice, let's say. Does that make the Ashley... Yes. At the very least, in adolescent, because it says it's a descendant and it is in a nest. So, yes, it is not fully grown. Fully grown dragons are, like, gone, except for Seath. That bitch. Okay. Almost there. Any questions so far? I know I've been blowing through so much. Like, I went through, like, 3 different lords this stream. I'm like... You know? Don't forget to follow and subscribe for me going insane. But at least I'm not going insane like Seath. Because at least I'm nice. And even when I'm not nice, I'm not that kind of not nice. You know. Alright. Let's pop on over to the DLC. The god half is making her furry throughout her life. She is an adult. Now, what's interesting is that one of Seath's little channelers was by the Gaping Dragon. Most likely because Seath was trying to study, like, offspring, or, like, offshoots of dragons, which is why, like, you can find the crystal golems here, because the Hydra is, like, an offshoot of dragons. Probably because he was trying to figure out if any of them had scales, because he's a little bitch that doesn't have any fucking scales. Like a bitch. Yeah, she does have scales, and she has, like, horn-like, like, scaly horn-like stuff on her, forehead, too. Ariel, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Okay. So you remember how we got that pendant a while back? There's a thing here. A thing that seems somewhat unfriendly. Oh, also we got Dusk stuff. Seath is a slimy little bitch boy. Its wearer is blessed by all manner of magic. I'm trying to see if any of that has, like, directly needed lore. So let's take a peek at this. I'm sure it's chill. Ashen one toucher of things. Oh, it's not chill. It's not chill at all. It's very unchill. Ah, you found yourself a hunter. Sorry. Mr. Silverinos, what is your question? So we are now in a place called Elysial Sanctuary. Yeah, we just got grabbed by a big ol' thing and yanked into the past. Will Prod play DS2? I don't know. I have only spoken to him like once or twice. I don't keep up regular contact. The Sanctuary Guardian. I forgot to change my rings! Wow. We do a whole mess of damage. See, normally I fight him underleveled, so it's like always nice to not be underleveled. Fuck off. I forgot about the poison. Y'all know how I feel about bosses that inflict status effects. What? Fuck. I got cocky. I got overconfident. I don't know. I haven't even seen the full playthrough. Oofta. We can do damage to it, but it can also do a whole heck of a lot of damage to... Oh, I wanted my humanity back! Bummer. What a shame. Can I put on my special hood now? Nice. Also, in terms of lore, I don't have a ton of info on this one. It's just kind of a thing that guards the sanctuary. A sanctuary guardian, if you will. Ooh, got me. Shit. Ah! I got cocky. I am a fool. Ooh. I need to stop with the pyromancy and just actually fight him. I was trying to be cool, but I'm not cool, is the problem. I like to try to be cool, but I'm not. You can get a tail weapon, but... Yeah, it's not a bad fight, all things considered. The status effect sucks, but I enjoy the fight. As somebody who has very mixed feelings about the bosses in Dark Souls 1, I'm pretty pleased with it, especially, this DLC in general has some of the best bosses. Probably my favorite or second favorite bosses in the DLC. Nice and easy peasy. First try. Y'all saw me get that on my very first try. Soul of the White-Winged Lion Sanctuary Watchkeeper, who dreaded the spread of the Abyss. So we've heard a lot about the Abyss from Koth, but we're going to be discussing the Abyss in depth here. For reference, this DLC is called Artorias of the Abyss, so, that should tell you a lot. Guardian exhibits traits of several animals other than lions, suggesting that it was no ordinary beast, but rather closer to beings known as demons. Now, it itself is not a demon, but it was, yeah, probably handmade, as it were. Is this where I came from? No. Ulasil Sanctuary. Hi, Cooper. Hi, honey. Now, we're gonna stop with the lore here for now, before we get into, the real meat of the DLC. My special boy. And I am going to boot up something a little different, and we will do a Q&A session, if you all would like. If it's not for you, I understand. But while I get that set up, I am going to run and grab some water. and see why my dear boy is screaming at me. So I'll just drop my links. Don't forget to follow and subscribe, etc. I will be back in like 2 minutes. 2 or 3 minutes. Time me. Actually, make it 4. Time me. Okay, how'd I do? How bad did I do? Also, make sure to take like 10 to 15 seconds off of the counter because there's a stream delay. Hell yeah.